Y'all work my nerves.
All right.
Those two.
These two are funny. They are funny.
Crazy is what
They are so funny. Hey, y'all.
Hey girl. Hey girl.
All right.
Comment, conversation, 412. Token the Mental, Pittsburgh, what it do? We in the city of bridges, we in the city of smoke. We in the city of rivers, so you don't need you a moat. We in the city of haters, so you just might need a coat. Or at least bring your jacket, cause man, the city get cold. Man, the city is
my
frosty,
bad.
man, the city is toxic,
My bad.
man, the
My
city
bad.
is mine.
What do Lucy Max stand for?
Well, you know that we grind, cause you know money is time. And you know time is steady ticking, so I gotta get mine. Then it's time to come up, so put your hands up. Let's all live this life before death interrupt. Ain't no time for messed up. Man, you better get with it. Arithmetic that I'm spitting, now do the math that you listen.
Too much. All right.
Conversation. 112.
We're getting everybody.
All right, I'm here.
Go to their page.
What's up, people? This is Common Conversation 412, and we are live. Live.
Yes.
Oh no, she did not just take
So
my
we're all-
fucking.
And I am your host, Token.
And I'm pissed off.
And this is the girl B Breeze taking over the show. You know what I mean? Ow.
Fuck.
And that over there is Mano, M-A-N-N-O.
And I don't know.
And my name is BRITT. Oh, I thought we were all spelling. No, I messed that up. Okay, go
That
ahead.
ain't your nickname. You ain't need to smell shit. Yeah, damn it.
BRO. ABCD.
Y'all are too funny.
She works.
But yeah,
my
so
soul.
we are here live today with our guests, and they're back for the second week in a row.
Well, the
Silent-
business is back for the second
this-
week. This
yeah,
is just two new
They're lucky I came on
individuals.
tonight. You know what I mean?
We the hot spots.
Oh,
Yo.
YouTube is looking pretty dark.
But I find that's for shade.
Y'all done with? YouTube's trying to match her shade.
Hello.
That's fine.
Oh, this beautiful brown skin. That's a.
Static noise.
Y'all about 10 with
silent folks. It says it's a static noise. I can't hear YouTube, so somebody could you check YouTube, Larry? Mano. But yeah, we're back. We got Silent Vibes
now
in the
these
building.
motherfuckers know my name.
We got Silent
Last
Vibes in the
one.
building. We got the ladies of Silent Vibes right
Yo.
now. Because last week we had the men.
Yeah,
And
we got the
you know,
person
last
show.
week it was like, you know what I mean, the show was messing up a little bit, but
I'm
they're
back
going
to redeem.
But a little bit later, they're going to talk about their business, and you'll have a chance to win tickets to their event
Yes,
this
2
Wednesday.
free
2 tickets.
2 free tickets. So for you and your spouse, or you and somebody you was
And
just
your boo.
looking to take
It's
on a
definitely
date.
cuffing season right
Yeah,
now.
you know what I mean? Yeah, you know it is. What's up, Carly? What's up, Stephanie? What's up, Jay Stone? Yeah, but yeah, so this is your chance. So you need something to do Wednesday. I mean, I know there's not normally a lot of things to do on Wednesday, but you can come out. This is their launch. This is their first
Debut.
their debut, Silent Vibe. So yeah, so we'll be talking a little bit more about that later. But let us know what you guys want to talk about. So comment some topics, and like, you know what I mean, we'll try to and we'll discuss that with the ladies, and we'll converse about it. But real quick,
Bro. Question.
how did YouTube sound?
Static. So,
I'm inviting everybody.
Is it static?
yeah, there's like a slight background static. I don't know why.
Is it bad or
I mean, it's there.
okay?
I don't.
It might be from all this sexy.
Okay.
That kind of static
Just
up a little bit.
unplug the
I'm about
thing
to-
and plug it back
got
in.
it.
But
You see me stand up and then tell me what I'm obviously.
oh, okay, my bad. But yeah, so let me know what you guys want to talk about, and we'll talk about it. Said it's only on YouTube, so there's something going on with the wires. Lift their bin up off the wires on the floor too. Their bin is on the floor. So yeah, comment whatever you guys want to talk about, and we'll talk about it. But only if I get some child care. Yeah, so but real quick, I do want to send our thoughts to the people in Texas. You know what I mean? To the people of that church. I forgot the name of the church. It's First Baptist something.
Definitely.
And you know what I mean? I just want to send our thoughts out to them and send we're with you. We're sorry about everything that happened. Real quick, we just want to give a brief moment of silence for them folks out there.
Yes. Brief moment of silence.
Thank you. I don't know, so I know that these guys were the ones in school who, when they said
Silent.
no.
No disrespect for anybody in Texas. My prayer is definitely going out. I prayed as soon as it happened. I'm praying for all the grief
Asia,
and
hey.
loss.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
But that's-
Yo, you know what, Chris? I ain't starting with Chris today. I am not starting with Chris.
What up, Crispy
I mean,
Bacon?
he said God ain't helped them dodge them bullets. That's messed up.
No, he didn't. But,
But,
you
hey,
know,
You know,
there's a plan for everything.
yeah, so you know what I mean? Our thoughts.
The damn show.
I'm gonna invite you even if you're here, Larry.
So, yeah, but you know what I mean? That was sad. You know, so I seen a post earlier, just going off of that, right? So my uncle made a post and he made a status and it was some stick figures, but one was brown and then one was black and the other one was white.
They all have fake rifles.
Yeah, and they all had fake rifles, right? And then it just said, so with the brown person, it was just, he was called a terrorist. And the black person, the black stick figure was called a thug. And then the white person, they said, had severe mental health disorders. Why do you think, why do y'all think that is? Like, why do, like, when it comes to stuff like that or come to a shooting or a mass shooting, like, you know what I mean, with,
I don't even think it goes with mass shootings or anything. I'm going to tell you that I believe that there's a double standard and they create 50 degrees of separation for them, so they're more understanding and more willing to ignore the bullshit and make more excuses. But meanwhile, they're more willing when it comes to like black and brown people to just like, oh, well, what we've seen is the movie is they're no good anyway. And what we see on TV is that they're no good anyway.
Right.
So we're going to assume that they were up to no good and that they don't get an excuse, but we're more understanding for our people. Mm-hmm. And which so happens that majority of the people in power are white people. So there's more understanding for when white people, because you can relate, because that's my people. That's what I would say.
wow, that was, I mean,
That was very wow.
well said.
I mean, and then they have
Yeah.
like, all of our education. That was very well put.
Yeah, I mean,
I was in advanced studies honor society.
I was
you know,
so
Brittany,
I
Brittany,
made it in life. They
Brittany
helped me in
stayed
life.
coming at all of, but you know what? Like, it just because I was watching.
I know, and that's what it helped me in life. So look at me.
okay.
I was watching CNN yesterday, and then, like, you know what I mean? Like, even before I seen that status, because I didn't see that status until today, but I was sitting there, I was really listening, and I start doing research, watching other like previous things that happened and
it's
stuff
true.
like that, and it's true, because the first thing they say, oh yeah, we're not sure if he's diagnosed with mental health yet, or like, I mean, a mental illness. I'm like, damn, like, y'all don't even know, but y'all are already assuming that he is.
Well, you know, but first, you in society they have to keep a level of fear within society. So they have to label a black man as a gang member because they want to keep that level of fear against the black community. And then they label Muslims as terrorists, and they just bunch everybody together and say they're all terrorists when they're labeling a peaceful religion as terrorists. And
Right.
that's not always the case. But it's easier to say, oh, blonde-haired Susie with her Christian mothers shot her parents, blew up the school, but she's a Christian angel.
So something must be wrong with her mentally.
But then they don't look at the fact that, you know, these black children and brown children who are still over Middle Seas, or the parents were released over Middle Seas, had so much PTSD from, you know, outside shootings, cop sirens, and bombs, and all types of stuff, that they too have a mental illness, which is PTSD, and other things among that. But when you look at a black child or a brown child, they don't label it as mental health. They label it as an anger issue, or he's just bad as shit, you know,
Yeah.
instead of actually labeling it as for what it is, you know. And that's to keep the fear within the black community, to keep a level of inferiority and power. You know what I
And
mean?
also
So-
create separation for the class.
Damn, you know what?
Also-
Like this shit got deep so
Deep as
early.
hell.
It
You know what I
got
mean?
deep so early. But you know what I mean. But that's true because I was watching it and it frustrated me for a second because it's just like, you know what?
I turn my volume down.
Just like, you know what I mean, when you think and like, you know what I mean, I still all systemic racism, right? I'm hopeful every day when, you know what I mean, because it's 2017, right, that this shit will just go away. Like, you know what I mean, this prejudice, not prejudice, but like, you know what I mean, just us, just like why can't we all just be equal? Why can't we all just be equal? Especially in this country, we talk about the land of the free, equal, home, brave, and it's the American. We got all this shit,
Well,
the
let me tell
American
you,
dream, and all this
When
other
they wrote the Home of the
shit.
Free, my people still weren't free. So it was nothing home of the free for me.
Which is true. Very much
And
true.
it's still not home of the free
at
now.
the moment-
When you got
Yes, he is
us push
putting all of it
all
down.
into all these ghettos and stuff like that, and you got us mass incarceration in prison. So we're still not living home of the free because home of the free
We're
wasn't designed for
definitely not.
people that look like me.
Right.
And it's one of those things where a lot of people choose to ignore it, but it's, to be honest, like, there's still discrimination and there's still racism. Now, I understand, like, I don't know how y'all feel about, but let's say, black people being racist. Do you believe a black person can be racist?
I do not.
You do not. You do. Okay.
I
See,
do.
I'm one of the people that believe somebody can be racist, but I put in the separation that we cannot oppress. That's
Exactly.
how. That's my
That's
difference.
why I feel like black people can
Because-
be racist because we unfortunately right now cannot oppress people. And not saying I want them to, but we
that's the thing.
just in the level we can't oppress people. But I do feel like you can dislike a different race, but that doesn't mean you should treat them differently.
Yeah.
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 And I
But
get
just put
that.
out there, I love all people.
Yeah. I mean, we all do, and we all do. Like, and
The
on
only reason I would say is that I believe black people could be racist because I don't cross like
I gotta put on my-
just
my ears so I
automatically
can see
like
what's being
I
said
don't
on
put
the
on your
screen.
ears so you can see.
Yes.
I don't automatically just change the definition. The definition for the racism is literally like you hate them because
Exactly,
of their race.
Robin.
Now,
I totally agree.
now I believe that like oppressed people can be racist, and a lot of the times they are
Yeah.
people that are oppressed.
Asia, you don't even count so bad.
But anybody can be racist because
Right.
it's literally just race. Now, black people we can't oppress because we don't have the power to oppress.
Right.
Because the racism and oppression are
Right, and
because
I-
I can oppress like fat people, and there's a lot of fat people.
Why'd you look at me?
No,
I know
no,
I'm
I
fat.
didn't look-
Wow.
no, I was-
Okay. I'm just big boned.
I'm bigger than. Look at the screen. I'm bigger than you.
okay. No, but
I mean, but I'm husky. It's
I mean, but that is
bit of a
Like husky
different-
all over.
that is all true. Like, I do believe that black people we can be racist. I feel like we can be racist, and you know, I mean, there's going to be a lot of people who disagree with us, but and I also agree with we cannot oppress anybody. So, like, you know what I mean, it's just like, you know what I mean, how far could our racism go? Not that far. Like, you know what I mean,
just what it is. You just
right?
can't
Oppress,
a
right?
race.
Right. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean, even with doing all that, yeah, right.
Because at the
So
end of the day, your racism is literally, I hate you because of what you are.
Yeah.
So,
So-
it goes to the max of racism. You just can't oppress nobody. You use the source of oppression because of your racism.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Now,
So
do you
Jamie,
feel
what's
like
your
there's
thoughts?
something-
What's your thoughts? Because you're sitting there all nice and quiet, and I mean, you comment on Facebook. You very active, but you quiet.
I'm trying to see what do Facebook got to say about
Yeah.
this, but for me, everybody knows I come from a Christian background, so I don't see it as racism. I think we're all one race and we all come from the Creator, but we all do have different perspectives. And as the black community, sometimes we can oppress ourselves because of what happened to our ancestors, and we keep going back into history instead of taking what we learned and bring like.
I mean, no. Go ahead. Keep it going.
Judge. I was
You know what?
judge.
No,
Them little
because
dread shimmy.
no,
I'm
because no. But you know, there's some things like me and Jamie known each other for a while, and there's not a lot of things that
We had some bad.
there's not a lot of things we agree
I
on.
can testify that.
There's not a lot of things we always
I mean,
we
like-
bump heads all the time. But I agree with
Nobody likes him.
I agree with Jamie. Like, you know what I mean? And that was deep. I really like your response because, like, you know what I mean, even not people won't look at it that way.
Cause some like I was.
I feel the same way though.
Cause I wasn't like I never had the perspective of like what white people did, or I never studied history. But as I got older and I was introduced to racism, now I can look at people like now I see myself looking at people like, oh, that white person, and now I'm being racist towards them because now that's what the black community have taught me when I never thought like that. So now I look at white people and I'm like, oh, they're against me. When they're sometimes it's not like that. They're really trying to help me and really love me.
Exactly. But
Right.
it's like,
And you know what?
people don't realize. God just said because
Yeah.
it's literally like you start to just put all everybody in the same basket. Meanwhile, you need to engage each situation on its own basis, on a base to base. You know what I mean? Instead of trying to be like, well, there's something sneaky about that white person. Figure out, get to know them,
Right.
Right.
and then
Sometimes
see what
it's
their
not the white
intent
person.
is.
It's just that person who happens to be white.
Yeah, right. I mean, and that's what
I
happened.
hate
And-
everybody
and-
equally
and-
if you give me reason to hate you.
Right, and
Well,
you
I
know
don't
what?
hate, dislike.
But another thing, like what Jamie said, is I
maybe
do
not.
feel
I just
that
want to use my mic.
us as black people sometimes we oppress ourselves. We really do oppress ourselves because, like, see, this is what I don't like. When we have a conversation about some things, and then like when people automatically just take it all the way back, like everything that happened in 2017 got us to go back to slavery, and just look how they treated our, like, you know what I mean? Okay, but I mean, I grew up in Northview Heights. That don't mean, like, you know what I mean, I'm a thug. I got a record. I've been in jail 30
Right.
times, like, you know what I mean, or I'm not in my child's life, like, you know what I mean. Which most of the, like, I mean, with
about to
statistics
disagree?
would
Were you about to
show
disagree?
that, but like, you know what I mean, it's just you don't have to live through that, or what happened in the past does not have to affect everything that's going on now.
I agree with that for some people, but some people, unfortunately, is not. Because, yes, we have been removed from slavery physically, but does that mean mentally we have been removed from slavery? If as soon as they ushered out of slavery, we were pushed into ghettos, pushed into not having jobs, a black man pulled out of the home, mass incarceration, drugs brought in, testing on our body, all types of stuff. So yes, we may have been physically removed from slavery and our bodies have healed. That doesn't mean mentally our spirits and our minds have healed
So let
from
me
things
ask you
that has
this.
happened from slavery.
So let me ask you this.
And I'm not hold on, and I'm not just saying slavery. I'm also talking about, like, you know, like the whole civil rights era and Jim Crow laws. Because
Right.
believe it or not, my mother was born in 1965 when Jim Crow was supposed to have ended. Did it end? Absolutely not. My grandmother who raised me was alive during the Jim Crow era. She had to go to separate water
Right.
fountains and sit in
Hey,
bathrooms,
Lita.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when you're raised in a household where people have been brought up to that time, sometimes they push
up,
on
Shock?
to you, to their, you know what I mean, to what happened to them. So when I walk into, now I grew up in Morningside. Had a lot of white friends, but when I walk into a room in front of white people, I'm immediately like, I'm afraid. Like, okay, I'm black. I'm a room for white people. What may happen? What may not happen? I can walk in there
How
and
am I
make me
supposed to
nothing.
act? How am I
Right?
supposed
How
to
I'm supposed to
move?
act? You know what I mean? And unfortunately, like, I grew up believing, and not now, but I grew up believing that if I sounded white, I had a better chance to get a job. If my name was whiter, I had a better chance to get a job. So my name is Brittany Brown. So when I call, like, hi, this is Brittany Brown. How may I help you? You know what I mean? So when I got my voice, unfortunately, sometimes, like, my voice can sound so, quote unquote, white on the phone that when I go to a job interview, they don't believe I was the person that they spoke to on the phone.
I mean-
you know what I mean? I feel like that was
you
my
get
way of
loose
making
when
it.
you get there,
But,
you
right.
turn into
But
be
see,
easy
but
for
all
cheesy.
that, believing that I had to sound white, had a whiter name, came from the mindset of the people that grew up in the Jim Crow laws, because that's what they had to do to survive. So all what they had to do to survive was placed on me. So it's not that I'm saying
No, you
that it
didn't
all
want to take
goes
it.
back to
Asia. What's up?
I'm not saying that
No,
it all
baby.
goes back to, like, slavery. I'm just saying, but it does go back to the mindset, because Jim Crow wasn't that long ago.
Right,
And
but
to be honest, it's like it's not that we was removed. We were removed from a title, and then placed in more stealth-like actions.
Right.
So it was like it's not as in front of you and as blunt as it was.
They ain't beating
But
our
there's
backs
still
in, but they're still.
But they're still
Right.
Right.
I mean, I look. This is what I said. I get that,
But how can we give any race or anybody that authority over our mindset? Because change start in your mind. So
Exactly.
how can we keep?
you know.
So like
But you
so
know
look,
what?
listen, hear me out. They say Pittsburgh's not a place to thrive and things like that. But look at my husband; he is thriving. And look at this, like our business, we can thrive, and we let the old mindset control how we live today.
Right.
Because you can be just because we're not slaves to cornfields and things like that. We can be slave to our mindset, how we think about ourselves and how we think of others. Things
Right,
like that.
I'm agreeing. So I'm agreeing.
it's like-
how do we break that?
Yeah, but
if you go back to, like, the whole William Lynch theory, where he said, if you follow my instructions, your slaves will be slaves even 400 years after those chains are removed. So if you put the brown skinned sister against the light skinned sister, the fair complexion against the dark complexion, the finer hair against the kinkier hair, that they will always be in competition with each other. So yeah, we may not be physically in chains anymore, but mentally, a lot of us still are, because we're still like, even if I go to a room full of girls now, they're like, oh, she's fat. Oh, her hair is nice. Oh, she thinks she's an S. You know what I mean? So we're always still in competition. That even
Did
goes
they
to
say
the
that
whole
to you, or
story.
is that what you're thinking?
No,
Well,
I'm
to be
not
honest,
saying I don't think that way. I'm just saying that that's how a lot of unfortunately black people still are. Now I don't agree with what you're saying. I totally agree. I'm just saying that now we have to move forward with breaking the chains of our own minds.
Right. It starts with
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But and that's why I ask that all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Even when stuff goes on in the black culture, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're
I'm sorry,
so
guys. My like silent vibe is like going into my gut, so I should like
you know
pull
what
it
I mean?
up.
It just
But
says-
we're so
Abs, abs.
we're so
Sorry,
quick.
guys.
We're so
You
quick
see
to
that?
blame something on another race, or like, you know what I mean, or
Right.
like, you know what I mean, like somebody did this to me, or like, you know what I mean, because of it, like, you know what I mean. But what role did we play in this? Like, you know what I mean, because for every action there's a reaction. You know what I mean? I just feel like you know what I mean, we learn right from wrong. We learn, like, you know what I mean, like how to cross the street. We learn all this stuff. So, like, you know what I mean, and we had to take that and say, okay, this is wrong, and I'm not going to do that. So it's just like when we go, like, for instance, if you with this business and this brand, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that you could have told me that said, I mean, other than finding a host, but I'm like, you know what I mean, I already had the equipment. Or was finding somebody to host it with me. I already had the equipment. So when Mano reached out to me,
Unfortunately,
like, you know what I mean?
like-
But we already had it. I mean, now we had to do other stuff, but when I wanted to do photography, there's nothing that in this world that anybody can stop me from doing if I want to do it. There's like
I agree.
there's nothing, and it's not like, you know what I mean. And this is a kid who grew up in Northview Heights, who grew up without his father in his life for the most part. Like, you know what I mean, a father who was in
One of the
prison,
4th Street.
right? A guy who doesn't have
I said one of the 4th Street.
a high school diploma, well, who didn't graduate high school, who only has a GED, and like, you know what I mean. So when you look at all this stuff, and I'm married, I got kids, like, you know what I mean, I live with my wife, I don't have no other babies, like, you know what I mean. When you look at all this stuff, like, you know what I mean. Granted, even though I seen this all the time, I said, no, this is not how I'm supposed to go, or how I'm supposed to live. No, I wanted to change. I wanted better for myself. I wanted better for my children. I wanted,
Right.
I want to be my own boss. I want to be.
Even if you're going down the stereotypical path, like I don't know if you want to, but me, like, yeah, like I was one of the guys where, like, I'm not with my son's mom, but I still take care of my son. It's like, you don't have to fall into a category of a deadbeat. It's up to you
Right.
to be there and to fight to be there. Because even just because one person might be an asshole in the relationship,
He's woke, but he a
you
little
either
crusty.
try to learn
Yeah,
to cooperate with each other, or if the co-parent, or if the other parent's not trying to work with you, go through the course. Use the courts in your favor.
Yeah.
Right.
So that
See,
you
that's a
can
good
still be
subject,
there,
and I
you
know
know?
we're talking about like slavery stuff like that, but I think co-parenting. I think it's a great topic in just general in our generation. How do you co-parent?
Me, I don't. And that's
Well,
it's
next subject?
but not. It's not being rude. Like, it's one of those things where because I don't want to put her business out there like that.
Right.
But it's like, you know what I mean. Like,
we get it.
but
Yeah.
it's one of those things where, like, she has to take care of her situation. And
Can you put your phone on silent,
Like,
please?
get all of that.
Wow.
It's vibrating. At least it ain't
Wow,
saying,
he's talking about me.
Yeah. But I mean,
Ain't not a damn sound.
You know what,
But,
but-
it's one of those things where, like, she has to take care of herself and get her situations together. But on my part, I take care of my son, and we have shared custody. So it's like we really don't co-parent, but we went through the court system, and we have an arrangement. So we're not beefing or bumping heads at all.
yeah.
But it's
Right.
still one of those things. You have your designated time. I have my designated time. He's with me. I do like school work with him and get him to and from school and different stuff like that. And she gets the weekends, and that's how our co-parenting works.
So you do co-parent, but
But
it's
it's like, but there's no co-parent because we
You don't
rarely
have to
interact.
talk.
yeah,
Exactly.
right, yeah.
So we're not bumping heads. We're not disrespecting each other. We're not over here airing out dirty laundry and all this other extra stuff. But it's still one of the things like she's taking
It
care
does
of what
sound
she
like
needs to
co-parenting.
take care of. But I would be more comfortable with an open co-parent. That would be the more
you
ideal
communicate it.
thing. Yeah, where I could talk to you about any and everything, and I don't have to worry about. But that's just not our arrangement is different.
Yeah.
But
that's most
at the same
arrangements.
time, the cycle is better.
Right.
Because it's not the cycle of I hate that bitch. I don't hate my son's mom. Like, there's too many situations. You hate her, why? Well, she's spiteful. Why? Like, she
Right.
always bitching. Why?
Right.
Like, well, she always talking about what I can and can't do. Like, I ain't got the money for school clothes. Like, but you're not trying to get the, like, I've seen so many others, like, where it's like, okay, you legit something came up. I get that.
Uh-huh.
You legit are out here spending money on 1,001 bitches. I don't get that.
Right.
You legit are just sitting here on the couch not trying to grow. I don't get that. Like, there's different scenarios. Like, for the person that's down on their luck, cool. Like, now it falls into, like, why, like, she needs to be more understanding. I don't know y'all past history. I can't assume anything. But from what I see and know, it's like, she could lay off a bit.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the other two dudes, like, because a lot of the dudes will sit there and bitch about child support and having to get their kids and this, that, and the third. But I'm like, you spend more time out in the streets not doing nothing or trying to impress some girl, or you're working to pay for a way of living that you can't afford than you do with your child. And it's not like you're working hard to take care of your kids. You're working hard to impress people that don't give a fuck about you if you die.
Right. Real
Right.
shit.
And
Real
won't
shit.
pay
So
no money and won't buy no dinners.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
Brittany, how do you co-parent?
I don't know if I really have a co-parenting style. Like, my situation is different. So, I was a teen mom. Then I got married super dumb young. I got like 19. Don't get married under the age of 19. Don't get married under the age of 30. For real, for real. Like,
Well, I'm married and I'm 25.
Well, she's a special case.
And I
you know
got
what
married.
mean?
I got married before the age of 30 too.
And we making it, bro.
And I definitely agree with Carly. Sometimes, unfortunately, as a woman, when you have an opinion about a situation, it can come off as the other parent is saying that you're acting like a bitch. You know what I mean? And it's not. Like, if I told my ex-husband, don't have my son sleeping in the same air mattress as you, dog, get my son to bed.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that I'm trying to be a bitch. My son is 6 years old. Why is he sleeping in the same air bed as you?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So I really don't have a co-parenting style, unfortunately, because my ex-husband just moved back up here from Georgia. So we're still getting acquainted with him being back in Pittsburgh again and things like that. So our style is, I don't keep my son away from him. You know what I mean? So if he wants to see my son, because we previously had a court order agreement because he just wouldn't agree with me. I said, just get our son, let's split the week in half. He felt like because he had a better paying job or higher education that he should get full time and I should get the weekend. You know what I mean? So he dragged me to court. I'm like, dude, you dragging me to court for child support? Because he felt like, I do all this, I won't have to pay child support. When they dropped that court order on him, because he took me to court, he was sick. He's like, Brittany, why don't you just go drop it? No, you took me to court, so now I'm going to keep it.
Yeah, that's what you
know
get.
I
That's
mean?
what you get.
Exactly. It was like karma.
Oh, the court say that
Right,
this is what we need to do.
Right,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, you wanted to judge, you got to judge. So when he took me to court, you know what I mean? Like, they did split it, and then he moved to Pittsburgh. Unfortunately, back to Georgia and came back to Pittsburgh. So when he wants to see my son, I let him. Unfortunately, sometimes I'll say no only because he doesn't do my son's homework. Mm-hmm. And that pisses me off.
And you can't get mad.
I mean, like, that makes me so angry.
Because I apologize, but there's too many parents that are trying to take where they're not full-time parents for whatever reason the case may be, but instead of when they get the child, instead of taking the responsibility, like doing what needs to be done as a parent,
They want to have that fun.
It turns into fun
See,
time.
and that's
Yeah.
all. And my son's always
I
at
get
Chuck E.
that.
Cheese. My son's always at Dave and Buster's, and I'm great. I'm so happy that they're having these memories, they're creating these memories. But at the end of the day, my son has homework. It takes 30. He's in first grade, dog. It takes 15 to 30 minutes to do his little packet.
Yeah.
Just do his packet. So sometimes I'll say, you know what, come get him after he finishes his homework because I know he's not going to do his homework
That
with
sounds
him.
reasonable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I still have to
That's
get him-
fair. That is fair.
Right, so we don't really have agreement. I'm just saying, whenever you want to get him, just get him. You know what I mean? Just do his homework. You know what I mean? And have fun. 'Cause I want them to have these memories together because I don't ever want my son to look at me and say, you're the reason why I don't have a relationship with my father. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then he grows up.
Exactly.
And even for my oldest son, because he's a different dad. So my oldest son's dad was out of his life for over 10 years.
Yeah, that's
10 years. You know what I mean?
okay.
Yeah. I don't want to say his name. You know what I mean? I don't want to say his name, but everybody knows his name. I'm with Oliver. You know who he is.
It's like, because you said my older, I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
but
so my
then you said
eldest
older, so
son,
I'm like,
right? So my eldest son has a different dad. So he hasn't seen his dad in over 10 years. And just so happens he was over his aunt's house. He bumped into his dad, like real random. You know what I mean? He said, Mom, I want to see my dad. So at first I was like, oh my God, this total stranger. Yeah, I don't know him like that anymore. It's been 10 years. I don't know who he is. But at the same time, I can't hold him to the past, his mistakes that he made yesterday to today. You know what I mean? Because 10 years ago, we were both young. We were teenagers. You know what I mean? So he's a totally different dude. He's married, got kids. So I let my son go over there. It was like gradually, like a couple hours here, a couple hours there.
Yeah.
And then he spent his first weekend Not too long ago, he had a blast. You know what I mean? And I'm glad my son said, "Oh, I couldn't play my PlayStation on my phone." I'm like, "Oh, kudos to him. Wow, he really grew up. Cause now he has rules over there."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But and it's still a slippery slope because I still don't know him. Like he's a complete stranger to me for real.
But you know what? You know what I want to say too. I give you
context is the past, not the present.
I give
Right.
you. I want to give you props for even like you know what I mean for even recognizing a change in someone else, even who you going back like you know what I mean when it happened you were scared of that the interaction and stuff
Right.
like that, and then just now like being on the show you're able to give him props and praise on something.
I mean, I still don't like him,
that
but-
he got better at. I mean, but yeah, right. I mean, through like you know what I mean through your own like you know what I mean your
Be honest. We want to be honest.
you know what I mean your interactions with him and what you thought he was, you still gave it a chance, and then even now
Right.
like on this show in front of a lot of people, you said, hey, you know what, this is good, and he changed and he made growth, and you're
He
able to
did.
you recognize it, you seen it, and you shouted it out, and you know what I mean that's cool.
You goddamn right. Claps to you. But
So-
on another note, I'll be the first one to tell you don't kiss nobody's ass and don't try to force them.
Right.
to be in
No,
their
I don't
just
do
Right,
that.
right, but see, and then, but see, and another thing too, what I appreciate too, us, because you see this, especially in our the black culture, where a lot of women become bitter with their the father of their children, and they try to hold that against them, even if a child asks, right? Ask us. Wow.
Ask us.
Ask, yeah,
This is-
yeah, ask.
This is all our education, guys.
but when your son did that,
Right.
you know what I mean, you said, hey, okay, you like, you know what I mean,
You know,
and you
and-
didn't
and
try to
it's
hold him
still-
back from that.
It's still a moment, and I'm not gonna lie. My first reaction was defense.
Yeah.
I didn't want my son to go over there. I gotta protect my son. I don't want him over there. I don't, you know what I mean, because I don't know him. And then I did judge him off his past, and I was like, he ain't going over there because 10 years ago he just walked out the hospital, ain't seen my son. Da 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 da. And I had to like really like, dude, I'm grown as hell. Why am I still holding on to something that happened 10 years
Right.
ago? You know what I mean? And just like he can hold on to me, I was super petty 10 years ago. Like, oh, if you don't want to be with me, you can't be with our son. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I gave birth at 16, guys, so don't hold that against me. You know what I mean? but as I grew older, and that happened for like a week. I did that for a week. I was like, you know what? Why am I not letting my son go over there because this man don't want to be with me? But this is my free time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in high school, I'm working. Take your son, dog. Well, for a week, take him for a week, because I never really got a break until I really thought about it. But when he first came back, I did hold him against him, and I was just like, I don't want my son anywhere around him, anywhere around his family, because when I spoke to, and not his like biological family, but his married family, and when I spoke to him, and we kind of had a heart to heart, I had to let him know, like, you know, I want my son to be happy. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I need my son to form his own opinion of who this man is.
Right.
But it's still his father. You know what I mean? And he's named after his father. But it was definitely a moment where I had to take outside of myself and say, just let it happen. You know what I mean? And my son's been happy. And unfortunately, I know you said you don't kiss ass, but at first, I had to kiss this dude's ass. I'm not going to lie. Because why? I will kiss somebody's ass for my son.
Oh, no, no.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
No,
Yeah.
What I mean by that is, like, don't try to force somebody that's not trying. He was trying to be in his
okay, I
ass.
see what you
Don't
mean.
try
Yeah.
to force, like,
Yeah,
kiss
yeah.
somebody's ass and force them to be a parent.
But you know, at
when they're
first,
not trying to
honestly,
be.
I was really put off because his first reaction was, "Well, if he wants to see me, cool. If we don't, you don't." What, man? You see this little boy in 10 years? If that was my kid, or even any person I see for 10 years, I wouldn't be around you no matter what.
Yeah.
So that first turned me off. Like, what she mean? If he want to see me, he'll see me. If he don't, he don't. Like, dude, you can see your son in 10 years. You be like, Brittany, whatever I got to do to see my son, let
You're
me
right.
know. I'm near.
Right. You know what I mean?
If I gotta meet you at
get
Eaton
why that
Park
could
or a
be
basketball, so that
off-putting.
was really off-putting to me. You know what I mean? And it wasn't like I pushed him out of my son's life. It was just I
Y'all
just
split
I
ways
just
and
didn't see
look
him.
back.
No, I just didn't see him for 10 years. I don't know what happened. You know what I mean? I moved and I said, you know, let's get your son, and all communication was broken. So I really don't know where that was. I don't know where it broke and when it broke, but it was just broken. You know what I mean? But I had to really butter him up. Like, look, what do I need to do for our son to get over to you? Like, do you want me to drive him to your house? Do I have to bring food? Because at the end of the day, I wanted to do
See,
whatever I had to do to get my son over there.
fortunately
But that doesn't
enough,
even
me and
sound
Britt,
like
me and
buttering
Jamie
up.
are
Like, that
cool.
doesn't sound like
It kinda
sounds
was.
We ain't gotta worry about that
what
shit.
It sounds like
You
to
know what
me
I
is
mean?
like, literally, you're trying to make things as convenient as possible so that your son could be happy. That don't
Right.
sound. Now
Look
it's
at their
not like you
struggles,
were
Jamie.
sitting here literally like, come on, you need to get your son. You need to get him here.
That's true, that is different.
Like that's
That's
because he
different.
really misses you. But like saying shit that your
That's
son didn't
different.
even say. It was like, all right. If you can't get him, I'll get him to you.
Right.
If y'all ain't got no food, let me know. I'll send him with some food so he won't be hungry,
Right.
just so y'all could get that time.
Right.
So
And
Chris
I'm glad that
asked
wasn't
a
the
question.
case.
Chris asked a question. He said, "Why is everybody clowning Tyrese then?"
Who's
Because I'm on
You know
two
what?
sides of that.
First of all, I feel like Tyrese should have. Who's
Tyrese, the
Tyrese?
singer.
The singer?
She's 25. Showing up. She's young.
The one that
I
she played in
Alexis
Fast and the Furious, the
Christian
black
TV.
dude.
But I feel like
they got Christian TV?
Yeah, they got 4 stations. The Word. They got
Cornerstone.
Daystar, Cornerstone, and what's the one on Hillsong's New?
I can't even think of a Tyrese
Yeah.
song right now.
No,
I'm trying
yeah.
so hard to think of something. I can't even think of.
Oh,
Because I started singing Drew Hill in my head.
I did too.
All right, but anyway,
can't think of any songs.
so what's your opinion for
I started
Tyrese?
singing
Because
Drew Hill, like,
Get to the
so
joke,
what-
like-
wasn't they making fun of because he was crying about his daughter? or
I
something
feel like he
that?
should. First of all, I think he made fun of him because his lips were kind of crusty.
His lips
Let's
were
put that out
crusty,
there.
he
That
was
dude
crying,
needed
covering his
Vaseline.
mouth, and it seemed.
It looked
over.
fake.
Yeah.
It looked really fake. Like it looked like he took acting from 101 from Fast and Furious to say I'm gonna come over here and cry. But I think what really made me upset was because he shouldn't have came to social media, but this black man was pouring his heart out
Yeah,
about
that's
his
why I'm
baby
on
that
two
he
sides of the
wanted
fence.
to be in his
Yeah.
baby's life.
don't know the
Yeah.
But at the same
Okay.
time, a lot
Quick
of men
rundown.
aren't really
Hold on,
raised
hold
to
on,
show emotions.
let her finish her thought real quick.
Quick
Okay.
rundown because she doesn't even know what she's talking
I don't know
about.
what
Okay.
She don't know who
Quick
Tyrese is right now.
Tyrese is a
Black guy,
okay,
bald
he used to be
head.
on a Pepsi
I know who
commercial.
Tyrese
Okay, go ahead. Give her a quick rundown.
A couple months ago, he got taken to court because he had beat his child. The wife or girlfriend, well, baby mom, said that he had beat the child so hard that the child couldn't even sit down. Went to court, lost custody of his child, and his child support is what, $35,000
$13,000 a month.
$13,000 a month. Okay, so he hasn't seen his child in like 2 months. And
I had
now
sex
they're
with the
saying,
wrong
like, they're
people.
Going, like really, he's going above and beyond like crazy. But he went on Instagram, and this is my thing. Where first of all, if you're feeling that, go consult with somebody that you know. And these fans, they don't know you.
Right.
And you're turning to the internet where people are harsh, judgmental, and they're going to say stuff over the internet that they wouldn't say to you in person.
Right.
That's where his first mistake was. And then it seemed over the top the way he was crying. Like maybe he might have been drunk. I don't know. Like it seemed like just not true. And it's like literally like what do you want from me?
Right.
What do you want?
I mean, but
If you saw all his molars,
for all fairness, we all cried like that before.
We
I feel
did, but
all
not
cried
on
like that.
Instagram.
I don't. It doesn't matter Instagram or not. It doesn't.
And we
doesn't-
seen it
no,
in the movie. That's
motherfucker,
why we did
I
it.
cried like that as an adult, and I'm gonna put it out there, motherfucker. I cried like that before as an adult. Like
said,
what
what
the
do you
fuck?
want from me?
I
Nah,
didn't
like,
even
you
know he
what am I
had that
gonna-
many
like,
tears.
No, like-
hand over your mouth and shit.
Like, what am I going to do? Yeah, sometimes, like, with my hair right here, because sometimes I bite myself, like, I mean, when I'm crying. Like,
I wasn't sure if you was covering your tooth or
No,
not.
Cuz was tripping
But
like he was
see-
seeing his mom getting shot. Like,
I mean,
he was-
but you never.
But-
But
It's-
I
it's
feel like
not
as a black community, we don't let our men feel
that's what I
to
feel
feel
also.
emotions because if a black man feels emotion, he's weak.
Right.
And don't nobody want a weak man.
But
So I feel like-
everybody's clowning him. But it doesn't matter if he was shaking a little too much or if it seemed to hold on. Just let me finish. If he seemed dramatic or not. He's still showing his emotions as a father and as a black man in this community. Then we look at how come a lot of black men don't show their feelings? How come a lot of black men don't express
Because of
themselves?
stuff like
But then now as soon as we do, everybody's like, oh yeah,
You're a
doing a
punk.
laughy face and oh he's a punk. Oh, he's really. Oh, yeah, he's a little pussy. Why you going on Instagram? Why you on social media? Why is this for that? I don't go. If I got the fucking platform and I know fucking 1 million people can see what the fuck how I feel, I'm gonna fucking put it on Instagram. I'm gonna
see,
put it on
my only
Facebook.
problem was
I'm
he
gonna put
was
it on
like-
social media.
Talking. No, you wouldn't.
I would.
No.
I
I'm gonna
would.
be honest. The first thing you would do is if you were feeling some type of way, you call Drew, Ray, me. You call one of us.
Right.
You're not gonna go on
Right.
Instagram and cry.
Brittany.
Right.
You're gonna call one of us.
no. Right.
And then you're
I
gonna go
will.
on
I
their
will.
board, but this is what. But
I will do that
in
too.
the midst of the crying, he's sitting there. Where were all of the rich people? I was there for you. At the end of the day, dog.
I feel like he was asking for money.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like he was begging for sympathy. But at the end of the day.
Okay,
like,
I didn't see. I didn't see
Yeah,
that
my
part.
problem
Yeah,
was-
right.
I were the people. I got billionaires
in my phone.
friends. I was there for you. Why
Or
weren't you
maybe,
there for me?
or maybe it's not sympathy. Maybe like he was just looking for somebody to reach out and talk with him.
I felt like if he wanted his daughter, okay, go to your friends. Like, what lawyer did you use? Who should I go to? But your social media, like, is this against my lawsuit? Like, you probably should be talking about this on Instagram.
He also said,
you know what I mean?
nobody will hire me.
Right, nobody's
I'm
hiring me.
going
What
broke
with my
because
friends?
of
I
it.
felt like he wasn't initially. It may have been about his daughter, why he was emotional, and I
But
get
then
that.
true
But
emotion
then it started
started
coming about like, I need money. Where's my billionaire friend?
A lot of
So that's where it kind of turned me off.
that was one more one more straw that was on the camel's back. That made it break.
If I have an issue with somebody, I'm gonna come to you directly. Like, okay, what's up? You know, there's an issue we're having right now.
Well, you got a different job.
Can you help me?
And a different type of person. Even $13,000 a month.
I'll tell you right now.
That's a lot of fucking
It is a lot of money, and then you got to look at just so like this all. This
But
all
it goes
plays
back to
this
his
all-
spending habits.
Hold up. Yeah,
Why are you
okay.
not saving your money?
Okay, but it doesn't. That does not matter. That negates the fact. So
It
even
does.
when you look at the fact that now he's paying child support. He's paying $13,000, whatever y'all
And he
just
gets
said.
millions of dollars for a Fast and
But
Furious.
no,
so where's your money at?
but you don't know what his contract is. Fast and the Furious, the brand like.
because the child support goes by your income, so they calculated it through whatever he.
Okay, whatever
so
he's bringing.
13,000
Okay,
is
but
like,
okay, but that's his income now. But he's also saying that he's not getting booked for gigs and stuff like that. So even paying that now, when you get in arrears, I mean, motherfuckers is being whining about being in arrears $200 a month. This is $13,000. If he's not getting the getting booked nowhere or getting any movies or any other roll call, whatever. He's not going to be able to pay that child support, so that all plays in the factor of support.
No,
maybe
I
he needs to
agree.
Shut down the itchy band that he got in his backyard for no fucking reason.
Right.
And the firehouse.
Wait, he got an
he
itchy band
he has
restaurant?
restaurants in his backyard. Like start shutting down shit. He's
Why?
he spends unresponsibly.
Why
Okay,
did
some
you-
people
But
do
beyond
that.
But beyond that, it's
Was
literally
he
like-
expecting to fucking pay $13,000 in child support and not to get casting calls? No, he wasn't expecting that. There's a lot of
Exactly,
people
so
that
now
blow their
you
money.
need to
So
start
what is
cutting
that
shit
compassion?
off.
No, seriously.
There's a lot of people that
But
blow
I'm
their
not- but my
motherfucker.
thing is like,
I,
if
look,
you're gonna be-
No,
I got
my heart
$10,000 back in my taxes before. I blew the fuck out of that shit. Motherfucker, I got $10,000 in a lawsuit before, and I
Ain't got no
fucking-
teeth
yeah.
with it.
Yeah,
You know what I
but-
mean? But that's a different
He got two.
subject.
Oh wait, he was late paying, but never mind. Sorry.
Right. He's still making payment on them teeth right now.
Still.
But,
But, like, I mean,
I totally
also
agree with
the
him.
emotional, like we beat black men. Well, honestly, all races beat their men up if they show weakness.
Right.
But to single it out to us, it's literally like, dude, you can be emotional, but when you're taking that emotional public, where it's like it was your first turn to, and not trying to like open up to somebody, because I think you should have been able to come more composed and open up. It just didn't seem genuine. It seemed like panic and not thought out or nothing. And my thing is really like, you're going through this. This is a private situation that's in the public. You need to keep as much as your shit. That right there, they can use against you in court, saying like, look, he's mentally unstable right now. Look at him. He looks suicidal in that. Like
That
you,
Just
wasn't
but
my
you
issue.
can
My
look,
issue
you can
was
look whatever
when he
you want,
started
motherfucker.
asking-
Because I got a long beard, I look like a fucking terrorist. No, like you know what I mean. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
but I'm
It
gonna say
doesn't
this,
matter.
I wouldn't say terrorist
Or
versus not,
or
but-
now what you're saying now.
Bro,
Even
if
hold on. With that, you're just saying because I'm black and oh yeah, you look like a thug. Like you know what I mean. So now I get white people.
But
to
I would
be
put more
scared
like
of us.
snap
Like you
than
know what I mean.
thug,
No,
but
all right,
I-
whatever
I
you want to
get your
say.
point. I get your
Or
point.
because
at all. I'm talking about could be used, something to be used against you in court.
Right,
What are
but you
talking
can't- but
about?
that can't-
Now,
that-
if you're
that-
sitting
that
there,
can't
you
be
got a long
used.
beard and you're shaking in the corner. Yes, I'm scared of you, and I'm going to question what's going on. I may ask you like, "Is you all right? Is you cool?" But I'm gonna
Okay,
ask
but
you from
you're
across the
asking a
room.
question versus saying this is what it is.
I
That's
didn't
different.
say what it is. What are you talking about?
You
this
said-
is what it is. What are you talking? I said this can be used against you in court.
Saying you look suicidal versus
Can
like you know what I
be
mean.
used against you
Yeah,
in court. I didn't say
saying he's
that's what it
suicidal,
is.
but it
I
can't.
agree
It
that it
won't.
could be used against him, but my issue wasn't the fact that he wanted his daughter. I am so happy to see a man fighting for his daughter, whether you're black, brown, white, or
Yes,
Asian, or in
yeah.
between.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel like but going through that personally with my fiance having to fight for his son, I know what those tears look like. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm not saying his tears weren't genuine. You know what I mean? His frustration wasn't genuine. But at that point in time, I'm just saying it was just
I
so
agree with
mixed
you,
together. It was
Rafi.
just so like talking about finances and money and hiring and daughters. But I get the fact that he could have been upset about his daughter, but then all the other emotions from everything else on his
You're
life
right.
just came out.
It came
but I
out.
feel like, you know what? I feel like he just shouldn't, as a public figure, shouldn't have turned straight away to media.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like if he really was having an issue, then because he said Will Smith gave him $5 million, he should have called Will Smith like, look, bro, I'm really hurting right now. My daughter, can you help me out? Versus turn to social media where people are going to make a joke about his life because it's not funny. Like this dude, and I don't know if he did abuse his daughter. I don't know. You know what I mean? I can't speak on
And
that.
if he did abuse his daughter, you don't deserve to have her.
Right. I mean,
I'll say
okay.
if it is- I'm not going to say he's guilty, but if that's the case, like,
Will said
no,
when he
you
was
need to
on-
go through some
Yeah.
classes and try to
What?
earn that back,
Will said
because
when
maybe
he
you
was
were
on-
taught wrong.
I
You know
know.
what I mean? Like you were
because
taught
it was
that
deep.
type of to attack your and discipline them that way,
And
and you need to be like
and Facebook
deconstructed
on
or some
here
shit. But
doesn't.
if you're really like a child abuser, then you know what I'm saying, like, you don't deserve to have your child.
We do see the comments, but you know what I mean sometimes it's deeper than what our Facebook things. So they don't show up
kinda
unless I
lagging.
scroll.
Sorry, Will.
Right. And I definitely agree with, and I was wanting to mention Carly because she did say a lot of men, like the mothers raise men, if they start crying that they're little bitches. No, the person in the face, stop being a bitch, man up, you know what I mean? Bro. So I felt like people were calling Tyrese a bitch because they themselves aren't able to let their emotions run free because they were never taught to be emotional. You know what I mean? So when I see a man crying over his child, they really honestly start expressing the emotion. That really hurts me. I'm like, damn, he's really hurting to the point where he doesn't care who calls him a bitch anymore because he just really wants to be a part of his daughter's life. So if he didn't abuse his daughter, then I hope that he gets to see his daughter because it's been 2 months, and from his social media, it looks like he had his daughter all the time. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't follow those.
I started following him after the whole video came out. I was just curious, but I'm hoping that he'll get his daughter back, and that and $13,000 is a lot of money to pay child support. I don't care what he's making. My thing is like, and I understand it. He should be paying for the, you know what I mean? Like, if he had to pay for his daughter whatsoever, for granted. And I don't really, child support's a whole different subject, but I hope that if he didn't abuse his daughter, that he gets his daughter back. Yeah, and he's able to see. And I hope that her mother's able to put whatever bag-ons, if she has any bag-ons or bitterness towards that man, that she will take herself out of the equation and let her daughter see her father.
Yep. I mean, and I agree. I agree with that.
That's the thing. If he's been abusive, keep him away. So if this is something that was like he didn't abuse her, but in the eyes of the law, that he went above and beyond, get him some. And type of Robin, anger management, we don't know the whole story. Digression,
so.
like teach him how to control his anger and his digression and different ways of disciplining. But I still stand like if it's true and allegations, it's like nah, dog, you need to work on you and get your shit right, and you don't deserve to be around her if you abuse the child. And I'm sorry, like. Beat a child so hard they can't sit down. That's.
I mean, but was the mom over exaggerating? Then she be like, we gotta call in the character of her. I mean, we gotta look at her character and some of that stuff. But hey, like we can talk more about that.
Remember getting whoopings growing up?
Yeah.
Sit down.
Yeah, no, they said that he was over top of her, smacking her. That was like he. Okay, where's the evidence? My cousin Vanessa said that she seen today that he went to court and he was cleared of all abuse charges.
Okay,
so hopefully that whatever happened, that this man can see his daughter.
You're right. So hopefully he can see his daughter.
With that information, it's like, okay, you didn't abuse her. Now just like, you know what I'm saying? So now, and it's sucky because you get put in this, like, I created 3 different scenarios, like if this or that.
Yeah.
But in the court of like common opinion, he's guilty from jump as soon as the accusation.
Yeah, because he's a black dude. He's a black man. That's why he's guilty. No matter what. That's what I'm saying. Like, we can't. Like, it's just a bit much. But like, I don't want to keep going. Like, because I want to plug them in here and make sure they get their stuff in here. So right. I mean, thanks to all you guys for commenting and participating and listening to us.
This is a very important subject.
Yeah, it is.
Everybody said their opinion.
Yeah,
and you know
right.
what I mean.
And the comments will always be here and stuff like that. But yeah, so Silent Vibes. Let's talk about Silent Vibes. Okay, Jamie's woke. Let's talk about Silent Vibes.
Where the fuck was this girl at this whole day?
Well, she's here now.
She talked a little bit. So Jamie, knowledge. Then the fuck was this?
So Jamie, explain.
When you're smart, you're smart. You don't guys speak too much.
Explain to the people who's watching right now what Silent Vibes is.
It's silent. I wasn't sure we should do our intro since you guys had an intro, but I'm gonna go silent. Yeah, right off the dome, guys. That was right off the dome. You're welcome.
Okay, so explain. So what is Silent Vibes?
2 bars of hot
fire.
So
Silent Vibes is the goal is, cause I'm talking too much. So Silent Vibes is, you see these headphones? Let's turn them on. They didn't turn them on last time. You see the lights?
Yeah. See, you can see the lights now.
Right. So
well, the music isn't playing yet, guys. So when we play the music, you guys can see a little how they'll strobe and stuff.
Right. So you put them on, boom.
Okay.
Boom. So you put them on, and there'll be. Well, at our first party, we only have 2 live DJs, but there's 3 live DJs, but there's 3 stations. And the good thing about it is you can have different people from different cultures and different walks of life, and they can all come together and just vibe and just listen to music. And you can pick what station you want to listen to. You can listen to rock, country, jazz, rap, gospel rap. And we all together and we vibing. That's
can join in with the DJs that are available.
Having a good time, vibing.
So let me tell you guys, this event on the 8th is about to be epic. It's about to pop.
It's gonna be bomb.
Like she said, we're all the music, instead of having the music like just blasting through the club where you can't hear people talk to you, stuff like that, all the music is gonna be brought to you through the wireless headphones that she just showed you guys. So there's gonna be 3 channels, 2 DJs, but three channels of music. It's gonna be playing. It's gonna go from Michael Jackson to Cardi B to One Direction to Justin Bieber to Missy Elliott to Beyonce to Drew Hill. Like the music is going to be crazy.
It's gonna be crazy.
All over people.
Crazy.
So
I already know it's gonna be crazy.
it's going to be all cultures in there. It's going to be Asians and Caucasians and black, brown. It's going to be like straight like Michael Jackson. We Are the World. You know what I mean? Up in there, everybody's going to be there. And the good thing is that all the music's coming through your headphones, and you get to be your own DJ pretty much. So you get to choose what music you want to listen to. There's 3 channels, so you can switch between, you know what I mean, DJs at your leisure. So you don't have to stay on. So if you don't like, I ain't feeling Beyonce right now. I'm gonna go ahead and go be a little ratchet and go to my Bodak Yellow. You know what I mean? But you know what? I'm feeling a little soulful. So let me put on my Tank, you know what I mean, and listen to some Tank or some Drew Hill. So
Or some Tyrese.
or some Tyrese, you know what I mean?
Or
let's
Lauryn Hill,
support
Lauryn Hill.
Tyrese out here. So I'm gonna make sure we got a couple Tyrese songs on there. You know what I mean? So we
Yeah.
can support Tyrese
So-
on there. So it's gonna be really fun, really funky. It's gonna be at Carson City Saloon on the 8th, starting
This
at 9 p.m.
Wednesday.
This Wednesday, guys.
At 9 p.m. So real
And
quick.
if you
so-
didn't know, if
bananas.
you buy your tickets in advance before
Yes.
the 8th, they'll be $12. It's
$12.
$15 at the door. Hump Day
Yes.
special, like they said.
So it's $12 on Eventbrite.
Yeah, and then but right now, just if you stay tuned, then you'll have a chance to win 2 free tickets, and we'll let you guys know how to win. But I just
It is different,
we just
Julius,
want to
and I
give
hope
an
to see you there.
example. So right now, I'm about to play our intro. I took the court from you real quick.
All right.
I'm gonna play
All
our
right,
intro from this. I don't know which channel I'm on. So I'm on
You hear me
red.
the aux cord
Headphones.
So
right there.
I'm on red, and I'm listen. I'm gonna have our
George.
intro playing
Yeah.
on.
Oh,
red.
and you can control the volume as
And
well.
they're pretty loud. I don't know if I got real loud, but they're real loud.
See the
You can see the
strobing?
lights.
Is the second one hooked up?
You guys hear that?
Oh, okay. Wow. So did you click me out? Are we on the same channel over here?
No, we shouldn't be. Can you change the channels?
Here, I'll switch it. I
You
guess
switch
it's
yours.
on W.
It is very different. Julius.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce
Julius.
your name. I'm sorry,
So
but it's
What up,
very
Jewel?
different.
Just to watch.
And I love your cool
Okay.
glasses. Bomb.
So you gotta hit the button, right? And then you can switch.
You guys hear that? How it? See it? Well,
Yeah, they get real.
you can't really hear the
strobe.
strobing, but you can see it
So
strobing.
Brittany's on the blue station and I'm on the red station. You see that?
Yeah.
So we're in the same party, but totally different music, and that's the cool
And I'm
part.
on blue.
Where's the red station?
You got to click the button.
Yep.
You can't. Don't hold it. Just click it.
No, I did click it. There's nothing playing on that station.
Larry's Oliver is showing right
yeah,
now,
Brittany.
so he's having a little technical difficulties.
Did I switch it to red?
There's nothing playing on the red station.
I didn't have the volume up, guys. I apologize. That was my bad, Larry.
And the
then you
music's
can
coming out.
adjust the volume and stuff like that.
Yup.
And you can turn it up and turn it down, but it's cool. And you're sitting there, and that's why it's silent, because you're not really talking. There's no music out there. It's just y'all listening to them in the headphones.
It's the other.
And when you get
Okay.
tired of partying, take your headphones off, chill.
Yeah,
relax.
chill. And
What you wanna do?
common.
Can't plug it in.
Oh
Worry
yeah,
about it.
unplug it and plug it back in. Common Conversation will be there live
okay,
there,
Larry.
so you know what I mean.
Yes.
We're gonna get your reactions onto
It's
the
over
brand
here.
and the business, and so we can get you guys thoughts and stuff. But yeah, it's cool. Like I said, it could be loud, it could be kind of low. So if you
Right.
really feel like jamming, you're gonna be able to jam. You are
Goddamn
gonna
right.
be able
And hold a good
jam.
conversation, because you could just take them bitches off, and guess
Right,
what?
it'd be like, hello.
Nice and quiet. Hear the sexy voices.
See, and the
Yes.
funny part is, because just say, like, for instance, you come to the club and you don't yet have your headphones. So you'll see the whole club dancing, but there won't be no music playing. So you're like, what the? Are they tripping? Are they on Flocka? Like, we don't know what's going on.
weirdos.
Like, are they just out there just being silly? But then once you get your headphones, you be like, oh, now I'm about to join the party. You know what I mean? So that's the fun part.
Perfect commercial for Willingham when they was here last week.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We gonna make that one where I'll
Yeah,
tell you.
Okay.
I was just
Okay.
I was just telling her about that. Just telling her about that.
We gonna make that one happen.
That's what's up. Appreciate that.
But definitely, if you guys ain't, I mean, it's something different. It's something vibrant that's coming to the city. They're another source of entertainment that they're trying to provide for the city. So definitely
Yeah.
come out and support
Right.
two black men, 2 black women that are out here trying to get something
Right.
started on their own business, and just come experience it and take what you can from there, because you never know if you're going to like it until you experience it.
Right.
So at least give it a chance, because a lot of people won't try a new thing. Like, open up, and this is literally something you walk around with them big ass beats on all the time, or you
All
got
the
your
time.
earbuds in. This is letting you literally customize your club experience.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And the cool
Yep.
thing is that we're not only just going to be in clubs, so you can contact Silent Vibes for your fundraising needs, your church events, your family fundraisers, your birthday parties, your kids' birthday parties, like whatever event you guys want to have, we're there, and we can provide you guys with an awesome, unique party experience. And then if you want to follow us on Facebook, we're Silent Vibes. On Twitter, we're Silent Vibes PGH, and on Instagram, we're also Silent Vibes PGH.
Yeah. So all right, so real quick, we're gonna give you guys a chance to win tickets. All you gotta do, if you want a chance to win these free tickets, all you gotta do, be the first one right now to text 412-339
Don't look at me.
0922.
He always look at me when he.
Hurry up!
I don't even remember.
Yeah, I think that's the number. So text 412-339-0922. You text that, we will call you, and you will be the first person to get a chance to win 2 free tickets to Silent Vibes.
He don't know the number, it's okay, but he just gave it to you guys.
Yeah. So I think that's the number. I really think it's the number. I'm a. You got the number?
Don't look at your nose.
Juwan, I just learned my number.
No, well this is our podcast number. So
And we're supposed to have a card in here, and we never.
we
I'd be
never
like,
did.
Jeff, what's my number? He'd be like, hold on.
You gotta like call Larry or call somebody so we know what number it is.
Jobs.
Let me see. We're about to do a test.
Babe, can you post a number in the?
Yeah. Justina, could you post a number in the comments, please?
Who's Justina?
Larry's a lovely woman.
Hey,
Oh,
Justina.
we got it.
Who's that?
So this is Mel.
Okay, man.
Mel, okay. So,
Okay, that's my staff. What's up?
so Mel, we're going
Mel
to.
got the number saved. She cheated, bro.
So,
Right.
I'm gonna call you right now so you can have your chance to win. So
What?
just give
I
it.
thought she won just now.
No.
She gotta answer a riddle.
She got to answer a
Oh
question.
my God! Here we go.
That's good. I like that.
Where the hell was this girl the whole show?
Look, I got people
Just needed some
watching.
water.
Hello?
Water loose.
Hey,
What's
Mel.
up, Mel? You are on with Common Conversation. What? Yeah. All right. So
What's up, chocolate
Hey,
drop?
save
How
that
you
money,
doing?
honey. I ain't mad
Hi,
at you.
so Mel. So this is
Stop looking at yourself.
All right, let me see
Right,
this.
so
Let me see the
vain.
headphones. Let me see so I can hear it. Real quick.
Bye, man. I gotta go.
So
I want my tickets
no,
tomorrow.
hey, hold up. We don't know. You don't know if you won yet. You got to answer this question. You got to
Come
answer
on,
the
I got a
question.
question for
The
you.
rules. So the rules of the game is simple.
The first person to try.
I said you will have a chance to win. That's what I said. The first person to text will have a chance to win. So this. So this is all you gotta do. You gotta answer the question. The rules of the game is simple. After I ask you the question, you got 5 seconds to answer the question. Okay?
And Mel went to good school, so she might know this answer. Go ahead, Mel.
Melanie, could you hear me?
Mel, what school you went to?
Not Oliver. So anything
so,
about
all right.
Oliver, you
So
good.
like I said, the rules of the game is simple. You got 5 seconds to answer the question after I asked it, and it's cool that Silent Vibes is giving us this opportunity to give you the opportunity to win these tickets. Okay, so the question is, name the past 4 vice presidents. You got 5 seconds.
What?
Biden. Mike Pence is the current vice president. Biden. Who's the next one?
All right, sorry, Mel. I'm sorry. That
He's
was
cutthroat
it.
by the
Next
door.
to the TV.
What
You-
kind of question is that?
That's the question.
That was cutthroat. I don't even know the answer to that question.
I don't know that. I only started voting at 18.
You only started voting at 18.
Oh, well, you know, Mel's young. Okay.
So just so you know, here's the answer. You got Pence, you got Biden, you got Dick Cheney.
Whoa, who is that? You said presidents.
I said vice presidents.
Oh, he said vice. I would have got that wrong. Okay. I thought you said president. I'm like,
The last one was Biden, and I don't know after that.
he definitely didn't say vice because I didn't know who the hell he was naming right
Did
now.
I say presidents?
You said presidents.
Oh, okay. Now they're gonna say I said somebody.
Got your back, Mel, all the
somebody else.
time. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
Mel. So you won because I answered the question wrong. You won the 2 free tickets to Silent Vibes event this Wednesday, November 8th at 9:00
Yes,
at Carson
Carson
City
City
Saloon. Bring a friend.
No, bring 2
Period.
friends.
That's
Cause,
it. That's it.
To the pay, to the play.
So
Don't ever laugh like Megan. That was
That's
we were like right on sync.
see, you said vice president.
Who was gonna be
Nah,
like this,
I ain't hear that.
We'll play.
Drew, nobody even asked you. Like, who asked Drew?
No, look, no, it's not even Drew. There's 5 people saying that's
First of all, Dorian don't count.
Okay, but we will play. We will play.
I might believe Robin.
All right, Mel. Hey, thank you for calling Common Conversation 412. We'll see you
I ain't hear
Wednesday
advice.
at
I heard
Carson City
It's probably all this
Saloon.
alcohol streaming through my nose right now. I'm getting intoxicated.
Okay, so
Somebody said I'm not gonna say
Like, I
who,
just started.
who's
I'm a
doing
drunk.
it. Okay.
so they said it, guys. I'm sorry if you didn't win. Who knows? You know what I mean? We might do something, or they might
get another chance to win. Just go follow us on Facebook for a second chance to win, but you gotta follow us on Facebook.
You gotta follow their page on Facebook. All you gotta do is go on
And what do you
Facebook
gotta
and search.
You gotta search Silent Vibes, but it has VIBES. Silent Vibes. What are you doing?
She tried to tell you.
I thought you was I was like, girl, you all married. Where in the room, Jeff? Where you at? Are you watching this? She was tooting it. She was tooting it.
I was like, her boyfriend.
She was like, twerking. But hey guys, we appreciate you guys tuning into the show. We want to thank
Yes,
Silent
we
Vibes
do.
for coming
Thanks
and
for
being
having
a
us.
guest.
Thank you for having us.
And this show went off a little bit smoother, way better than the guys' show. So hey, but
they is fucking depressing. Fucking
It was a friend.
Hurt my feelings.
Shayna, it definitely was a free win. I fucked that up, so I gotta give her tickets because I messed that up. So that was my bad.
all right.
That was my bad. It was a free win. Everybody keeps saying he said Vice. I didn't hear Vice. You didn't hear
Vice either.
Vice.
Shit.
That was my bad. So, but
That was Brit. Hey, she's the one
to get
giving
your
away the
tickets,
tickets.
girl. I
So
appreciate it,
she
though.
said it, so I had to go with her. It's just my show. She's giving away the tickets.
So I
So
vibrated wrong.
maybe because I don't got my headphones on no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I wasn't
All
catching
right.
it. My bad, Larry.
But hey, you know what? Until next time, people,
'Cause I
catch
ain't
us
good
every
for
Monday at 6:30 live
Been our
on
glasses.
Facebook
Been
or
our
YouTube. Live on Facebook or YouTube, and you can follow. You can catch our show if you miss it. You can catch us on iTunes or Google Play Music. We are also there. I mean, shout out to Silent Vibes. We will see you Wednesday at 9 o'clock at Carson City Saloon.
Yes.
All right. So until next time, people. I'm your host Token.
And I'm Mano. M-A-N-N-O.
I'm
Jay
Brittany.
Cruz.
I'm
Jay
Brittany.
Cruz.
BITT to the
Pittsburgh got Jay
ANY.
Cruz.
I'm Mrs. King. Actually, where's
There
that?
we go.
All right.
Mr.
We're out.
It's on your shirt. Mute the mics.
She also has
them
a public education. So she might be
We in the city of bridges, we in the city of smoke. We in the city of rivers, so you don't need you a moat. We in the city of haters, so you just might need a coat. Or at least bring your jacket, cause man, the city get cold. Yeah, man, the city is frosty, yeah, man, the city is costly, but yeah, the city is mine. For 1, 2 times, well, you know that we grind, cause you know money is time, and you know time is steady ticking, so I gotta get mine. Then it's time to come up, so put your hands up. Let's all live this life before death interrupt. Ain't no time for mess up. Man, you better get with it. Arithmetic that I'm spitting, now do the math that you listen. Conversation. Oh, 1, 2.
I'm slowly growing it back.
I will see you guys.
You're going back to braids?
Yep.